places. Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a pleasant Thursday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed. I'm tracking a cold front heading our way that will bring the risk for showers or thunderstorms as we head through the next 3 to 4 hours. And then once we get beyond that, the first day of summer tomorrow will be rather pleasant. But let's take a live look right now at downtown Utica, where we have temperatures still that are into the 80s. But because of the dew point out there right now, that's in the 60s. There we go. Dew point right now, 64 degrees, temperature 85. And that's making it feel just a tad warmer, 86 right now, but it's still rather muggy, rather humid. So any storms that develop over the next 3 to 4 hours have plenty of moisture to work with. There could be as much as half an inch to an inch of rain in 30 to 60 minutes, just depending on where you are. Other temperatures from around the region right now are cooler up toward the north and off toward the west as well. But right now it's 84 in Dolgeville, and same thing in Cooperstown, and 79 in Oneonta right now. This maroon color that I mentioned earlier, that's that severe thunderstorm watch for the potential of severe thunderstorms that may become strong to severe. It includes Herkimer County or areas off toward the east. It previously included Chenango and Otsego County, but because the atmosphere is not exactly right there for the development of strong to severe thunderstorms, it has been canceled for those locations. But nonetheless, still in effect till 9 p.m. And we'll also have to watch the front itself moving in from west to east and see what that does over the next couple of hours. But again, it's looking less and less likely. Nonetheless, there's also a slight risk for severe weather for many of those areas that I just mentioned through the next 3 to 4 hours for short-lived, isolated, intense storms possible. Any storm could pack 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, localized flooding, as I just mentioned, and maybe some quarter-sized hail, if not larger. But again, the rain is the main threat. So that moves out of here between now and about 9 to 10 p.m. We'll just be left with a lot of clouds and significantly cooler than it was last night, around 60 degrees. And we'll start the day with clouds tomorrow. Then we'll see sunshine developing in the afternoon with temperatures between about 75 and 80 under mainly sunny skies, feeling rather seasonable. But that changes as we head into the weekend. Tomorrow we'll have a northwesterly wind. Again, temperatures around 75 to 80, maybe lower to middle 70s once you get up into elevation. And we won't be dealing with much in terms of feels like temperatures. It'll feel like the 60s overnight tonight and during the day tomorrow with that northwesterly wind. And then we'll get up into the 70s, but it's not nearly as humid as it has been over the last couple of days, and that changes once again as we head through Saturday. What about those temperatures over the next few days? We'll start off in the 70s for tomorrow, make our way into the 80s by the weekend with the humidity, and then getting up into the lower, maybe middle 90s, feeling warmer than that though with the humidity once we get into the early portion of next week. You'll also notice it's going to remain rather dry other than some spotty showers for both Saturday and Sunday, maybe a thunderstorm in there too, and then things get a little bit more unstable toward the middle and end of next week, and that's when the rain chances come back up. But again, mainly dry over the next couple of days, 75 to 80 for tomorrow, with summer officially starting at 10:42 p.m. And then as we head into the weekend, we'll be dealing with mainly sunny skies as we head through Saturday, and then warmer as we go through Sunday. The humidity comes up with those storms move out as we head into the morning, and then we'll also be dealing with some sunshine as we head through Monday, Tuesday, but record heat possible Wednesday, Thursday. Things get a little bit unsettled at this time.
And of course, we've got Clark Mills Fire Department field days coming up tonight, right?
That's right. So as far as I know, it hasn't changed because of weather, but it runs until 11:30 this evening. Music by As If begins at 7:30. The ride special today is Buddy Day. Tomorrow it goes from 6 to 11:30 as well. Music by The Bomb begins at 7:30. The ride special is Bracelet Night. And then as we go through Saturday, it starts at 1 p.m., ends at 11:30. The Midway opens at 2. Music by Broken Rule begins at 7:30. The Fireman's Parade is at 6:30, and thankfully it's looking dry for that as well. And if you are a fireman, send us your info about your special summer events, and we'll let your neighbors know about them by emailing us at news@wutr.tv. And be sure to put Fireman Field Days in the subject line. We may even join you for a live weathercast from your field days, weather permitting, of course.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Coming up next on Eyewitness.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a pleasant Thursday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some cooler conditions and less humid conditions as we go through our Friday. And it's a little bit cooler out there right now, 67 degrees. We'll get have temperatures getting down into the upper 50s to lower 60s later on tonight. And that dew point is still at 62 degrees. Earlier today, it was up into the 70s, so it has come down a little bit, and it'll continue to come down thanks to that westerly wind at 11 miles an hour. And right now, we're just dealing with a lot of clouds in downtown Utica. You'll notice you don't have to look very hard to find where that cold front is, because right now it's 67 in Albany, 68 in Dolgeville, or 67 I should say in Utica, but Albany is still at 80 degrees, Catskills at 79, and Saratoga's at 75. That's because the front hasn't crossed through there just yet, but it will within the next hour or two. This is it on the radar right here. Not a lot of severe weather associated with it, maybe just some heavier downpours as well as a little bit of lightning. Thankfully, we are past sunset now, so those storms are starting to lose their intensity. And as we widen the shot, we are taking a look at this area of high pressure out on the California coast right now, and that is a ridge, and it's going to continue to move to the east as we head through tomorrow and into the weekend, and that's what's going to result in all of the hot and humid weather that we're going to see over the weekend and especially into next week as well. But as far as the overnight hours are concerned, we'll have temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s with a lot of clouds, maybe some spotty showers. Those clouds will thin out as we head throughout the day, and tomorrow afternoon we'll see a lot of sunshine. Temperatures generally in the lower to middle 70s, maybe the upper 60s up in elevation, but it should remain dry, and it's going to be pretty nice out there. A lot more seasonable than it has been over the last couple of days thanks to that west-northwesterly breeze. They'll be with us around 10 to 15 miles an hour, and temperatures again into the 70s, and we're not dealing with a feels-like factor during the overnight hours certainly, but again, during the day tomorrow, not dealing with much of it because of the fact that there isn't much, if any, humidity to deal with. But that changes once again as we head into Saturday, certainly with feels like temperatures into the 70s in the morning and then getting up into the 80s, possibly 90s by the afternoon. The temperatures themselves will be into the 80s both Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, we'll be into the 70s tomorrow, as I mentioned. But then we skyrocket up into the low, possibly mid-90s as we head through both Monday and Tuesday. And that's without the humidity. With the humidity, the heat indexes will be higher, and that's the reason why we have this moderate to major heat risk over the next couple of days, with things remaining generally dry as well. As far as the 7-day forecast is concerned, again, the last of the seasonable, comfortable weather for tomorrow will get up into the 80s as we head through Saturday and Sunday. Saturday looking like the drier of the two weekend days. Sunday we'll see a few morning storms, and then getting up into the 90s next week, hazy, hot, and humid, possibly feeling around 100 degrees with the humidity.
And when it gets hazy, hot, and humid, we must remember to hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Ain't that right?
Yeah, pretty much the 4 H's you got right there.
All right. Well, as the playoffs are wrapping up, the Pacers currently lead.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And welcome back, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking a seasonable Friday ahead of us, which also happens to be the first day of summer, and that's going to really kick into high gear once we head into the weekend, and especially next week, too. So let's take a look at our futurecast right now. And we will have a lot of clouds during the overnight hours, maybe a spotty shower or two, but no severe thunderstorms like we were dealing with earlier this evening. Just a lot of clouds and a cooler night as well, thanks to a west-northwesterly wind in the wake of that front that caused all those storms. And again, you may see a few spotty showers, but you'll definitely feel cooler as we head through the overnight hours. And through the day tomorrow, a west-northwesterly wind will have a lot of sunshine as we head through the afternoon, although it could be quite breezy at times, around 10 to 15 miles an hour. So again, with that west-northwesterly wind, temperatures getting into the lower to middle 70s in the Mohawk Valley, maybe a little bit warmer than that down toward the south and east, 77 here in Utica, but up toward the north and east, temperatures will be cooler, both Old Forge and Paseo at 70 degrees, right where we should be for this time of the year, maybe a little bit cooler than that. And because of that front moving through, you'll notice it took all the feels like the heat index values with it, at least temporarily, but that's going to return as we head into the weekend. Feeling a little bit cooler tomorrow, actually, because of that west-northwesterly breeze, as opposed to the last couple of days where the combination of the heat and the humidity added to the heat index. But don't worry, that'll be returning as we head into the weekend. So will temperatures in the 80s, around 85 on Saturday, again, upper 70s for today. We'll get into the upper 80s as we head through Sunday. There could be a few morning storms thanks to a warm front moving through. Otherwise, we'll see a blend of clouds and sun in the afternoon. But then look where we're at by Monday and Tuesday, both days, getting into the lower and maybe middle 90s, feeling like the upper 90s and lower 100s, though, with the combination of that heat and humidity. So for that reason, areas toward the south are already under an extreme heat risk potential from the National Weather Service, I should say, and this is for during the day on Monday. The rest of our area up into the major category. We'll also be dealing with rather dry conditions with the exception of a few spotty showers and storms Saturday night into Sunday morning. Monday and Tuesday looking pretty dry. There could be a spotty storm chance as we go through Wednesday and maybe a chance of storms as we go through Thursday as well when we finally start to see some changes. So again, more comfortable for tomorrow, rather picture perfect out there for the first day of summer, 77. And then as we go through Saturday, we'll be seeing a lot of sunshine, maybe a few clouds late in the day, still warm again. 85, and then as we go through Sunday, we'll see those morning storms departing with some clouds and sunshine in the afternoon, definitely more humid as we head through the day, 89, and then we'll see temperatures in the low to mid 90s, feeling like 100 Monday and Tuesday, a little bit of relief Wednesday and Thursday, but still very humid out there.
A lot of sunshine, but if you've got respiratory illnesses, it might be a good idea to enjoy it from the indoors, and if you're going to be outside, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.